There are worlds out there where it rains methane, where ice is hotter than fire, and where we might find life. This audiobook takes you on a relaxing journey through the most impressive secrets of the universe. From moons hidden beneath oceans to storms that last for centuries. With each piece of information, you get closer to the impossible, while sleep arrives gently and curiosity remains awake. When thinking about space missions, it's easy to get lost in the vastness of the cosmos. Imagine being an explorer in an endless sea of stars. Every time we launch a probe or a telescope into space, we are throwing a bottle with a message into the unknown, hoping it returns valuable information about our place in the universe. And the surprising thing is that over the last few decades, we have received answers that challenge our understanding and raise even more questions. Space missions are like great adventures that take us to discover worlds that once only existed in our imagination. Each one is designed with a specific purpose, as if they were expeditions in search of hidden treasures. But what kind of treasures are we looking for? Is it the gold of other planets? No. What we are really seeking is data, information, and perhaps the knowledge that we are not alone in the universe. The technology we use to explore space is impressive. From rockets that can take us to Earth's orbit to probes that venture into the farthest corners of the solar system, each technological advance is a step closer to understanding our cosmos. But how does all this work? Each mission is like a large-scale scientific experiment where every small detail matters. Precision is key, and every mistake can mean the difference between success and failure. When we look at images of distant planets or hear about astonishing discoveries, it's easy to forget the hard work and dedication behind each mission. Thousands of scientists, engineers, and experts have dedicated years of their lives to make these explorations a reality. Each mission is a testament to human perseverance and our innate curiosity to know more. But what drives us to look at the stars? Is it the search for life? The desire to understand the origin of the universe? The answer might be a bit of all that and more. Space science also teaches us about our own planet. By observing other celestial bodies, we learn more about Earth, its climate, its oceans, and its atmosphere. Every mission we send, whether to Mars, Saturn, or Jupiter, offers us a new perspective on our home. And in times of climate change and environmental challenges, this perspective can be crucial. Wouldn't it be amazing to see Earth from the distance of lunar orbit and understand what makes it so special? Moreover, space missions connect us with the past. They remind us that although humanity is young on the vast scale of the universe, we have made incredible strides in our understanding of science and technology. Each discovery tells us a story, like the ancient civilizations that looked to the sky and dreamed of interplanetary travel. What would they think if they knew what we have achieved so far? Each mission is a tribute to those dreams of yesteryear. The questions that arise from space exploration are endless. What lies in the oceans of Europa? Could there be life in the clouds of Venus? What is Jupiter's atmosphere like? Each answer opens the door to new inquiries. It's like a cosmic game of dominoes where each falling piece reveals something new and surprising. Curiosity is the engine that drives scientists and explorers to keep going, to keep questioning and seeking answers. In this quest, every discovery has the potential to change our understanding of the universe. Space science is not just about finding new planets or moons, but about unraveling the secrets of dark matter, dark energy, and the origins of time itself. The magnitude of these concepts can be overwhelming, but it is also a reminder of how little we know and how much there is to discover. The exploration of space also has an emotional aspect. It unites us all as humanity, creating a sense of global community. When we hear about a successful mission, whether it's a landing on Mars or a flyby of Saturn, we celebrate together. It's a reminder that despite our differences, we all share the same home in the vast universe. Isn't it comforting to know that we are all in this together? Finally, the importance of continuing to explore space lies in our very nature. We are curious beings seeking to understand our place in the cosmos. Each space mission is another step toward the future, a future where humanity could live on other worlds, explore beyond our solar system, and perhaps find life elsewhere. Space exploration is an endless journey, and each of us is part of this great adventure. So, as we embark on this journey through space science, let's remember that each discovery is a new chapter in the story of humanity. Let's keep looking to the stars, for in them lies not only our past, but also our future. The Cassini mission is one of the most fascinating stories of space exploration. Imagine having a giant camera in space, capable of seeing things you never dreamed of. That was, in essence, the task of Cassini. A probe launched over 2 decades ago that became the first to thoroughly study Saturn and its impressive features. But what made this mission so special? The images and data sent back by Cassini changed our understanding of the Saturn system. Its rings, those beautiful and complex halos of ice and rock, are not just space adornments. Did you know that some of the rings are so thin that if we compared them to a human hair, they would be much thinner in proportion? Cassini revealed that these rings are in constant change, with structures that seem to dance in space. The beauty of Saturn is not just aesthetic, it is the result of a delicate balance of physical forces and dynamics. But the revelations didn't stop there. Cassini also focused on Saturn's moons, which are true miniature worlds. One of the most intriguing moons it discovered was Titan, a place that seems straight out of a science fiction novel. What makes it so special? Titan is the only moon in the solar system with a dense atmosphere, and most surprisingly, it has rivers and seas of liquid methane. Imagine rowing a boat on a sea of methane. Incredible, right? The data collected by Cassini led us to wonder, could there be life in such strange places? Although Titan is cold and its atmosphere is mostly nitrogen, some scientists speculate that life could exist in forms we do not yet understand. The Cassini mission made us question our definition of life and pushed us to think beyond what we consider normal. And it wasn't just Titan that was studied. Enceladus, another moon of Saturn, revealed even more surprising secrets. Did you know that Enceladus has an internal ocean? Cassini captured images of water plumes erupting from its surface, as if the satellite itself were breathing. These plumes are crucial for the search for life, as they contain molecules that could indicate a favorable environment for life. So every time we look at Enceladus, we wonder, what else could be hidden beneath its icy surface? The Cassini mission was not only about discoveries, but also about creating a legacy. It taught us that every moon, every ring, every discovery is part of a much larger puzzle that we have only just begun to understand. The impact of Cassini is still felt today in the missions that follow, inspiring new generations of scientists and engineers to look to the stars. So, what did Cassini leave us? A new way of seeing the universe. It taught us that there is so much more to discover, and that every space mission has the potential to change our understanding of the cosmos. The technology we developed for Cassini has also led to advancements in other areas of science and engineering. Every image, every piece of data is a part of a cosmic puzzle that we continue to assemble. Moreover, Cassini led us to question the connection between planets and their moons. Every discovery about Saturn and its satellites offers us clues about how our solar system formed and what the fate of other solar systems in the universe might be. It's as if each moon has its own story to tell, and Cassini was the narrator that helped us listen. One of the greatest legacies of the mission is how it has taught us to work as a team. The collaboration of scientists from different countries and disciplines was fundamental to the success of Cassini. This reminds us that space exploration is a global effort and that by looking to the sky, we are also looking toward a shared future. So what can we learn from the Cassini mission? That curiosity is a powerful force. Every question we ask opens the door to new discoveries, and every answer leads us to more questions. Space exploration is not just about finding new worlds, it is about understanding our place in the universe. Cassini showed us that we are part of something much larger, a cosmic community that extends beyond our small planet. The wonders of Saturn and its moons are just a small glimpse of what there is to discover in the vast universe. The Cassini mission was just the beginning of an adventure that is still ongoing. In summary, the Cassini mission not only left us a legacy of data and discoveries, but also a new way of seeing our place in the cosmos. Every ring, every moon, every plume of Enceladus reminds us that exploration is an essential part of what it means to be human. And so, the story of Cassini continues, inspiring future generations to look to the stars and dream of what is yet to come. Titan, Saturn's largest moon, is a true enigma of the solar system. With its dense, cloudy atmosphere, it resembles a science fiction world. But what makes Titan so special? To begin with, its atmosphere is unique. Composed mainly of nitrogen, with some methane and other hydrocarbon compounds. This mixture creates a greenhouse effect, similar to what we experience on Earth, but with a surprising twist. Instead of water, Titan has rivers and lakes of liquid methane. Imagine a landscape where it rains methane and the lakes are colder than any winter on our planet. How can a liquid exist on Titan's surface if temperatures are so low? The answer lies in Titan's atmospheric pressure, which is about 1.5 times that of Earth. This allows methane to remain in a liquid state at temperatures that would otherwise cause it to evaporate on our world. Now, is it possible that there is life on Titan? The answer is not so straightforward. Although the conditions are very different from those we know, some scientists believe that life could adapt to those extreme environments. Instead of water, organisms might use methane as a solvent. This concept, while sounding strange, forces us to expand our understanding of what life means. Titan thus becomes a natural laboratory where we can explore the possibilities of biology in conditions foreign to our own. But that's not all. Titan is also fascinating for its geological features. Images sent by the Cassini mission revealed a varied landscape that includes mountains, valleys, and large lakes. Some scientists suggest that Titan could have a subsurface ocean, similar to the ocean believed to exist beneath the surface of Europa, another moon of a gas giant. What mysteries do these icy depths hold? Exploring Titan could provide us with clues about the formation of worlds and, potentially, about life in other corners of the cosmos. Methane storms on Titan are another of its extraordinary phenomena. Imagine a climate that constantly changes, with methane rains sculpting the landscape and creating new rivers and lakes. This is not only a visual spectacle, but also has important implications for the chemistry of the surface and atmosphere of this moon. Each storm contributes to a weather cycle that could be comparable to the water cycle on Earth. However, the true gem of Titan is its potential to harbor life. While we do not have definitive proof, the combination of its atmosphere, surface liquids, and complex organic chemistry suggests that this world could be a place where life, as we know it, or even in completely different forms, could arise. The question we then ask is, what kind of life could exist in such a strange environment? The Cassini mission, which studied Saturn and its moons for over 13 years, left us with an invaluable legacy of information. Thanks to its data, we now have a better understanding of Titan and its complexity. However, this is just the beginning. Future missions, such as the proposed Dragonfly mission, which will send a drone to explore Titan's surface, are designed to collect samples and study the conditions of this mysterious place more closely. As we advance in our exploration of the solar system, each discovery leads us to new questions. Could we find forms of life that challenge our current understanding? What secrets does Titan hold for us? The search for answers continues, and Titan stands as a prime target in space exploration. Let us consider the implications of what it could mean to find life on Titan. Not only would it change our perspective on life itself, but it would also alter our understanding of the history of the solar system. We would have to reconsider how worlds form and how life can arise in environments that bear no resemblance to Earth. Science progresses at the pace of our questions, and each answer leads us to new frontiers. The connection between Earth and Titan becomes more interesting when considering that both worlds share an essential component, carbon. This element, fundamental to life as we know it, is abundant on Titan, although in very different forms. The chemistry of carbon on Titan could give us clues about how life might develop in extreme conditions. Exploring Titan is not just a journey to a distant world, but a reflection on our own existence. Each mission brings us a little closer to understanding not only the universe around us, but also our place within it. Titan, with its mysteries and opportunities, invites us to dream and continue exploring. Saturn's largest moon is ready to reveal its secrets, and we are here to discover them. So, as we look up at the sky and think of Titan, let us remember that every star, every moon, and every planet has a story to tell. Space science is not just a quest for knowledge, but a search for our own identity in the vast cosmos. The adventure is just beginning. The plumes of Enceladus are one of the most fascinating phenomena in the solar system, and it's no wonder. This small world which orbits around Saturn hides an internal ocean that could have surprising implications for the search for life. But what exactly are these plumes, and why are they so important? Imagine being in a place where water not only forms oceans but also finds a way to shoot into space. Enceladus has fissures on its surface that allow water, mixed with ice particles and organic compounds, to expel jets thousands of kilometers above its surface. This is not just a curiosity, it's as if Enceladus is sending messages to the universe, and we, humans, are trying to decipher those messages. Space missions that have studied Enceladus, such as Cassini, have revealed that these plumes are primarily composed of water vapor. This suggests that there is a global ocean, perhaps a suitable environment for life beneath its icy surface. But what kind of life could exist in an ocean that lies beneath layers of ice? The answer is intriguing. There could be microorganisms, similar to those found in the extreme environments of our own planet. Science has shown that life can thrive in very adverse conditions, such as in the depths of Earth's oceans or in hydrothermal vents. Enceladus, with its mix of liquid water, nutrients, and geothermal energy, presents a similar scenario. Can you imagine the possibility of life in a place that is so far from us? That idea leads us to question what else might be out there in our solar system. Moreover, studying the plumes of Enceladus is not just about searching for life. It also gives us clues about the chemical composition of its internal ocean. By analyzing the samples collected from these plumes, scientists have found compounds like methane and other organic elements that are fundamental to life as we know it. This raises the question, could Enceladus be a natural laboratory that allows us to better understand the chemistry that can give rise to life? The relationship between Enceladus and Saturn is also fascinating. The gravity of the gas giant plays a crucial role in the geological activity of its moon. This interaction causes tidal forces that heat the interior of Enceladus, which could be the key to keeping its ocean in a liquid state. It serves as a reminder of how celestial bodies are interconnected in the vast universe, where the influence of one can give life to another. Now, what is the importance of studying these plumes? Every discovery we make about Enceladus helps us better understand not only our solar system, but also the possibility of finding life elsewhere in the universe. Each plume that is expelled is a window into a completely different world, a world that could hold secrets about the origin of life on Earth. However, there is a challenge. The plumes are ephemeral and difficult to study. The Cassini mission was fortunate to pass close to them and collect crucial data, but those opportunities are limited. That's why scientists are working on future missions that could return to Enceladus to continue exploring its surface and ocean. What discoveries will these future explorations bring us? Time will tell. Enceladus also teaches us about the diversity of celestial bodies in our solar system. Not all planets and moons are the same. Some have oceans of water, others are icy deserts, and others are simply rocky. This diversity helps us understand how planets and moons form and why some may be habitable while others are not. Looking to the future, let's imagine what it would be like to establish a manned mission to Enceladus. What technologies should we develop? How could we protect astronauts from the extreme conditions of this icy world? Space exploration challenges us to think of innovative solutions, and each mission brings us a little closer to unraveling the mysteries of the universe. As we reflect on Enceladus and its plumes, it is essential to remember the importance of human curiosity. The quest for knowledge knows no bounds, and each new discovery pushes us to keep exploring. Enceladus is just one example of what is out there, reminding us that space is full of surprises waiting to be discovered. So as we look up at the sky and wonder what else is in our solar system, let's think of Enceladus. This small world, with its hidden ocean and plumes, invites us to dream and continue seeking answers. Who knows what else we might find if we keep exploring? The adventure is just beginning. If you're enjoying this journey through the universe and want to keep exploring more cosmic mysteries, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Thank you for being part of this Star Odyssey. What is the legacy of a space mission like Cassini? After more than 20 years of exploration, the Cassini spacecraft not only provided us with stunning images of Saturn and its moons, but also changed our understanding of the solar system. Can a single journey transform our view of the universe? The answer is a resounding yes, and here's how. When Cassini sent its first signal into space, an adventure began that would delve into the mysteries of Saturn. But beyond scientific discoveries, what impact did it have on how we see our place in the cosmos? Imagine an explorer returning from an expedition and sharing stories that change the way we understand our world. That was Cassini, a messenger that brought tales of a majestic planet surrounded by bright rings and intriguing moons. The Cassini mission not only focused on Saturn, but also opened the door to new questions. For example, did you know that its findings about Saturn's moons could offer clues about the possibility of life elsewhere? Titan and Enceladus, two of the most fascinating moons, became the protagonists of this story. By studying their characteristics, Cassini showed us that water, an essential ingredient for life, could be present in places we never would have imagined. This journey taught us that although space is vast and unknown, there are connections to be made. The technology developed for Cassini has been fundamental for future missions. But how does that translate into the everyday world? Think about the advances in medicine, communication, and materials that have emerged thanks to space research. Each new discovery is like a spark that ignites a fire of innovation in various fields. The legacy of Cassini is also present in the way we share knowledge. The spectacular images of Saturn and its rings have become a symbol of human curiosity. But what about the excitement we feel when we see those images? That sense of wonder is what drives new scientists and explorers to keep investigating. The art of science lies not only in the data, but also in the ability to inspire others to look up and wonder what lies beyond. Moreover, Cassini demonstrated that international collaboration is key in space exploration. The mission was a joint effort between NASA, the European Space Agency, and the Italian Space Agency. Why is this important? Because it reminds us that despite our differences, there is a common goal that unites us: the pursuit of knowledge. In a world where we are often shown the opposite, science can be a powerful bond that connects us. The impact of Cassini did not end with its conclusion. In the final act of its mission, the spacecraft plunged into Saturn's atmosphere, a calculated sacrifice to protect the moons that might harbor life. This act of scientific responsibility resonates within the scientific community and raises a question. How do we balance exploration with preservation? The mission leaves us with a legacy of ethics in science that remains relevant today. The lessons learned from Cassini also apply to future space missions. What does this mean for the next generation of explorers? It means that every time we send a spacecraft into space, we carry with us the responsibility to care for and protect what we find. The story of Cassini is a reminder that curiosity must be accompanied by respect for the cosmos. Remember that every discovery made by Cassini is a piece of a much larger puzzle. The mission invited us to question, to investigate, and to dream. How far can we go if we continue exploring? The possibilities are limitless. And the legacy of Cassini pushes us to keep seeking answers in the vast universe. Ultimately, the legacy of Cassini is a call to action. It reminds us that exploration is not just a destination, but a continuous journey. Each of us can contribute to the pursuit of knowledge, whether through science, art, or education. Curiosity is the engine that drives humanity forward and allows us to dream of a bright future in the cosmos. So, when you think of Cassini, don't just see it as a spacecraft that traveled far, but as a symbol of what we can achieve when we unite our efforts. The legacy of this mission is a testament to the power of exploration and how each discovery brings us one step closer to understanding our place in the universe. What else does the future hold for us? The answer is in our hands. The Juno mission, launched in 2011, is a fascinating journey to the gas giant of the solar system, Jupiter. But what makes Jupiter so special? Known as the king of the planets, Jupiter is not only the largest of them all, but it is also a natural laboratory where we can study phenomena that we do not find on Earth. Now imagine that Jupiter has an atmosphere that is a true puzzle. What secrets does it hide in its depths? Through its powerful instruments, Juno has been able to delve into those mysteries. One of the most intriguing questions is, how does the atmosphere of a planet like Jupiter form? The answer could help us understand not only the history of Jupiter, but also that of other planets, including those orbiting distant stars. Juno has become a kind of space detective, unraveling the secrets of the Jovian atmosphere and its complex dynamics. Jupiter's magnetic field is another fascinating aspect of its nature. Did you know that it is the strongest of all the planets in the solar system? This means that the auroras on Jupiter are much more intense and different from those we see here on Earth. The auroras on our planet are the result of the interaction of solar wind with our atmosphere. But on Jupiter, those interactions are much more dramatic. Can you imagine what it would be like to stand on the surface of Jupiter and see those dancing lights in the sky? As Juno approaches Jupiter, it encounters storms that seem straight out of a science fiction movie. How long can those storms last? Some of them have been raging for centuries, like the Great Red Spot, a massive anticyclonic storm that has been observed for over 300 years. What makes this storm so persistent, and what does it tell us about Jupiter's atmosphere as a whole? The Juno mission is also designed to study the interior of Jupiter. Have you ever considered what lies beneath the clouds? Through its instruments, Juno offers us a glimpse into the planet's internal structure. This allows us to understand more about how Jupiter formed and evolved. The mission helps us answer questions such as, is there a solid core at the center of Jupiter, or is it all gas? How is mass distributed within it? In addition to its atmosphere, Jupiter also has many moons, some of which are true worlds in themselves. Europa, for example, is one of the most intriguing moons. Could there be an ocean beneath its icy surface? The Juno mission also focuses on studying the interactions between Jupiter and its moons. What role does Jupiter play in the dynamics of its moon system? The technology behind Juno is amazing. The spacecraft is equipped with solar panels, which is uncommon for a mission so far from the Sun. How does Juno manage to obtain energy in such a hostile environment? The answer lies in its innovative design, which allows it to harness sunlight even in the darkness of Jupiter. This is a testament to modern space engineering. Juno not only provides us with data, but also invites us to think about the very essence of space exploration. What does it mean to explore a planet? For many, exploration is synonymous with adventure, with discovering the unknown. Juno reminds us that each space mission is an opportunity to broaden our horizons and challenge our limits. As Juno continues to send data, it becomes increasingly evident that Jupiter is a dynamic and constantly changing planet. The storms, auroras, and atmospheric patterns show that this gas giant is full of life. Even if it is in forms we cannot see with the naked eye, how can we apply what we learn about Jupiter to our own planet? The legacy of the Juno mission will be invaluable for future explorations. Every discovery made by the mission not only enriches our knowledge about Jupiter, but also sets a precedent for future missions to other planets and moons. What does the future hold for space exploration? The answer may lie in the lessons we learn from Juno and its findings. As we close this chapter on Juno and Jupiter, it is essential to remember that every answer generates new questions. Science is a continuous journey, and each discovery brings us one step closer to understanding our place in the universe. What more will Juno's data tell us about the mysterious Jupiter and the secrets of the solar system? Exploration never ends, and each mission is a new beginning. The auroras on Jupiter are an impressive spectacle that leaves anyone in awe. But what makes them so special? Unlike the auroras on Earth, which mainly form when charged particles from the Sun collide with our atmosphere, the Jovian auroras are much more complex. On the giant gas planet, these lights dance at the poles due to the intense magnetic activity and radiation from its magnetic field. Can you imagine how they would look from the surface of Jupiter? Scientists have discovered that Jupiter's auroras are more than 3 times brighter than those on our planet. This is because Jupiter is a gas giant with an extremely powerful magnetic field which acts as a shield, attracting and trapping charged particles in its surroundings. But what does this mean for science? It means we are looking through a window into physical phenomena that can be radically different from what we know on Earth. One of the intriguing questions that arise is, why are Jupiter's auroras so dynamic? On Earth, auroras can be predictable and follow more or less stable patterns. However, on Jupiter, the auroras seem to have a life of their own, shining and fading in a cycle that defies our expectations. This intense activity is believed to be related to the enormous storms that occur on the planet, where winds of hundreds of kilometers per hour influence the magnetic environment. Moreover, Jupiter's auroras are unique because they are powered by a combination of solar energy and the force of the planet itself. While on our home planet, the light of the auroras mostly depends on the Sun. On Jupiter, the energy coming from its rotation and its immense magnetic field plays a crucial role. Did you know that Jupiter has the strongest magnetic field of all the planets in the solar system? This leads to fascinating interactions that are not seen elsewhere. The polar storms on Jupiter are another phenomenon that has captured scientists' attention. Imagine a place where winds blow at speeds we can hardly conceive. These storms can be larger than Earth and are filled with mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Scientists have found that these storms are also connected to the auroras, creating a cosmic spectacle that seems straight out of a science fiction movie. One of the most interesting things we have learned about Jupiter's auroras is that they are not static. They move and change constantly, as if they are dancing to a rhythm known only to them. How is it possible for such a monumental phenomenon to be so changeable? The answer lies in the constant interaction of energetic particles with the planet's magnetic field. This interaction creates changes in the brightness and shape of the auroras, providing researchers with a wealth of data to analyze. Studies of Jovian auroras also allow us to better understand Jupiter's atmosphere. The auroras are a signal of activity in the planet's upper atmosphere, and by observing them, scientists can learn about how gases behave and how energy is distributed in the vast space surrounding Jupiter. Could it be that what we learn about Jupiter helps us better understand our own atmosphere? Another fascinating question is, how do changes in solar activity affect Jupiter's atmosphere and consequently its auroras? Scientists have been investigating the relationship between the Sun and Jupiter, observing how solar flares can influence the intensity of the auroras. This dynamic exchange between the Sun and Jupiter shows us that the universe is interconnected in ways we are just beginning to understand. The exploration of Jupiter's auroras also has an impact on the search for life beyond our planet. While it may seem that auroras are just a visual spectacle, they can actually provide clues about the chemistry and energy of the environment, which are crucial for understanding whether a place could harbor life. What if we discover that the conditions on Jupiter could be more favorable than we think? The Juno mission has been key in gathering data about Jupiter's auroras. This satellite has been sending valuable information about the composition and structure of the planet's magnetic field and how it relates to the auroras. Every time Juno performs a flyby, scientists eagerly await the new data that could change our understanding of this gas giant. The study of Jupiter's auroras not only fascinates us but also challenges us as a species. Every discovery in this domain opens new questions and takes us to the frontier of the unknown. What else does the universe have in store for us? The exploration of Jupiter and its mysteries could be just the beginning of a new era in space science. So the next time you think of auroras, remember that they are not just lights in the sky. They are signals of a dynamic and complex world, full of energy and mystery, inviting us to continue exploring and learning. The dance of Jupiter's auroras is just one of the many wonders of the cosmos that await us. The journey has only just begun. The Great Red Spot of Jupiter is one of the most astonishing phenomena in the solar system. But what exactly is it, and why does it continue to intrigue scientists? To understand it, let's first imagine Jupiter as a gas giant, a colossus resembling an immense perpetual storm. On its surface, there is a spot so large that it could hold several Earth-sized planets within it. This great red spot is a hurricane that has been active for over 300 years, and it is still spinning. But how can a weather phenomenon last so long? The nature of this hurricane is fascinating. While hurricanes on Earth tend to have a relatively short lifespan, the Great Red Spot defies this logic. Some scientists suggest that its longevity may be due to the immense thermal energy emanating from the depths of Jupiter. This creates a conducive environment for the storm to remain active. But what about its color and size? Why is it so red, and why has it shrunk in recent decades? The reddish color of the spot has been the subject of study. It is believed to be related to the chemistry of the Jovian atmosphere. Ammonia compounds, along with other chemicals, may be reacting under the intense ultraviolet radiation of the sun, creating those reddish hues that astonish us. Still, the reason for its change in size is a mystery that scientists are still trying to solve. In recent decades, it has noticeably shrunk, raising questions about its long-term stability. Could it disappear someday? The storms on Jupiter are not only impressive due to their size, but also because of their complexity. The Great Red Spot is surrounded by bands of clouds that form stunning patterns, almost as if Jupiter were dressed in a cloak of vibrant colors. These bands, known as belts, are the result of the planet's rapid rotation and its atmospheric composition. Each belt can have different wind speeds, creating a visual spectacle that is hard to match on our own planet. The exploration of the Great Red Spot has also taught us about atmospheric dynamics on other worlds. Scientists use computational models to simulate how Jupiter's atmosphere works and simultaneously compare these models with what they observe on other planets. This not only allows us to better understand Jupiter, but also other planets that may have similar climates in distant systems. Could we find giant hurricanes in other corners of the universe? In addition to its beauty, the Great Red Spot is a natural laboratory that offers us a glimpse into weather processes under extreme conditions. For example, the wind gusts generated in the storm can reach speeds of up to 300 kilometers per hour. This is enough to make any hurricane on Earth seem like a gentle breeze. But how do these speeds compare with the weather phenomena we experience on our planet? As space probes like Juno continue to orbit Jupiter and send back data, we are learning more about this gas giant and its Great Red Spot. The images and measurements of the atmosphere are helping us unravel the secrets of air currents, extreme temperatures, and the chemical composition of this phenomenon. The information we obtain is not only exciting, but also has implications for our understanding of climate on Earth. The Great Red Spot also leads us to question the possibility of life on other worlds. Although Jupiter is a hostile place for life as we know it, the dynamics of its atmosphere help us think about what conditions might be like on other planets. The search for life in places like Europa, one of its moons, is based on understanding how extreme environments function in planetary systems. So, could we find life in places that seem inhospitable? The story of the Great Red Spot is a reminder of how little we truly know about our universe. Each discovery leads us to new questions and challenges us to expand our imagination. As we continue to explore, we realize that space is full of surprises, and each planet has its own set of enigmas waiting to be solved. Finally, the Great Red Spot is not just a storm, it is a symbol of human curiosity and the desire to explore the unknown. It reminds us that although we are here in a small corner of the cosmos, we are part of a much larger story. Each discovery about this phenomenon brings us a little closer to understanding not only Jupiter, but also our place in the universe. In conclusion, the Great Red Spot is a marvel that continues to amaze scientists and space enthusiasts alike. It offers us a window into the mysteries of Jupiter's atmosphere and poses intriguing questions about its future and that of other planets. The exploration of this phenomenon is not only a journey toward knowledge, but also an invitation to keep dreaming and exploring the vast universe that surrounds us. Did you know that Jupiter, the gas giant of the solar system, is not only known for its colossal size, but also for its fascinating moons? Among them, Europa stands out as one of the most intriguing, and not just for its beauty. Its icy surface reflects sunlight dazzlingly, but that's just the beginning of the story. What secrets does Europa hide beneath that shiny ice layer? To understand why Europa has captured the attention of scientists worldwide, let's think of a familiar scenario. Imagine an ocean. Now imagine that this ocean is covered by a thick layer of ice. This is how Europa is believed to be, with a vast ocean of liquid water hidden beneath its icy surface. What implications does this have? The existence of liquid water in an environment that could potentially harbor life is an exciting discovery. Scientists have concluded that beneath Europa's ice there could be conditions similar to those of Earth's oceans. On our planet, we have found life in the depths of the oceans, even in places where sunlight never reaches. Could it be that Europa harbors similar life forms in its dark ocean? The idea that we might not be alone in the universe is both astonishing and unsettling. But what about Europa's features makes its ocean so exciting? For starters, it is believed that Europa's ocean is deeper than all of Earth's oceans combined. This means there is a huge volume of water potentially capable of supporting life. But that's not all. Images taken by space probes have shown that Europa's surface is filled with fractures and grooves, suggesting that the ice is moving and that the ocean could be in constant flux. What kind of processes could be occurring there? In the search for life, studying the composition of the ice is essential. Scientists have detected compounds that could be indicative of life, such as oxygen and carbon. These elements, which are fundamental to life as we know it, make us wonder, what other secrets does Europa hold? Some theories suggest that interactions between liquid water and the ocean's rocky bed could create a chemically favorable environment for life. But how do scientists plan to explore Europa and unravel its mysteries? This is where the Europa Clipper mission comes into play, scheduled to launch in the next decade. This mission aims to fly by Europa numerous times, using a variety of instruments to study its surface, atmosphere, and, most importantly, its subsurface ocean. What discoveries could this mission bring us as the Europa Clipper prepares for its journey? It's fascinating to think about how discoveries could change our understanding of life in the universe. Could it be that, in the coming decades, we receive news that life has been found on Europa? The mere possibility that an icy moon like Europa could be home to living organisms leads us to reflect on what we consider life and how it might manifest in an environment so different from our own. Furthermore, the exploration of Europa could have broader implications for science and philosophy. If we find life on Europa, it could change our perspective on life on other planets and moons. How would those findings affect our beliefs about Earth and our place in the universe? The search for life on Europa is not just a journey to another world. It is a journey into the unknown that could redefine our existence. It is important to remember that space exploration is not just an effort by a few scientists in laboratories. It is a collective effort involving engineers, designers, and even dreamers. Every time we look up at the sky and wonder what lies beyond, we are participating in this human adventure. Curiosity is what drives us to keep exploring, to keep questioning, to keep searching. At the end of the day, the search for life on Europa is just one part of the vast puzzle that is our solar system. With each mission, each discovery, we expand our understanding of the cosmos and of ourselves. Space science offers us a window into the unknown and reminds us that, although the universe is immense, our curiosity knows no bounds. What other secrets will space reveal to us in the years to come? The answer lies even beyond the stars, waiting to be discovered. The New Horizons mission is like an epic journey through space, a voyage that took us to the farthest corner of our known solar system. Imagine a solitary explorer venturing into uncharted lands, carrying with them curiosity and the promise of new discoveries. Launched in 2006, New Horizons became the first human-made spacecraft to visit Pluto and the fascinating Kuiper Belt, a region filled with mysteries and icy objects that tell us the story of our solar system. When New Horizons arrived at Pluto in 2015, the whole world held its breath. What secrets would this dwarf planet hold? The images it sent back were like postcards from another world. Pluto, once considered a mere dot in the sky, revealed itself to be a dynamic place with ice mountains, vast plains, and even a changing atmosphere. How is it possible that such a small object has such a complex landscape? That's what makes Pluto so intriguing. Not only that, Pluto's moons also surprised us. Charon, the largest of them, seemed to be a faithful companion, almost like a shadow following its planet. The relationship between Pluto and Charon is so special that some scientists suggest they are a binary system. What does this mean for us? It tells us that even the most distant celestial bodies have unique stories to tell. But the New Horizons mission didn't stop at Pluto. After its encounter, it headed toward the Kuiper Belt, a region filled with primitive objects that are like time capsules. Why are these objects so important? Because they offer us clues about the formation of the solar system. By studying these bodies, we can understand what our environment was like billions of years ago when it all began. One of New Horizons' objectives was the object known as Arrokoth, located in the Kuiper Belt. This small celestial body is a true fossil of space, and its elongated shape is something we had never seen before. What does its shape tell us about its history? How did it form? These are questions that scientists are trying to answer, and New Horizons became the tool that will help us unravel these mysteries. The mission also showed us that space is full of surprises. As New Horizons moved away from Pluto, the images and data it continued to send revealed a universe in constant evolution. Each new discovery made us wonder, what else is out there? Human curiosity is insatiable. And each answer leads us to new questions. On the other hand, the journey of New Horizons was not only a testament to space exploration, it was also an impressive technological achievement. Imagine a device the size of a piano, traveling at astonishing speeds, communicating with Earth from unimaginable distances. The distance between Pluto and Earth is so vast that signals from New Horizons take over 4 hours to reach us. It's like sending a message in a bottle into the ocean and waiting for it to return years later. As the mission continues, scientists have had to face some challenges. The extreme distance and hostile environment of space present risks. But that hasn't stopped the scientific community. With each new analysis of the data, we are closer to understanding not only Pluto, but also the history of our solar system as a whole. The legacy of New Horizons is invaluable. It reminds us that, although Pluto is no longer considered a major planet, its exploration has expanded our understanding of what lies beyond our home. It teaches us that even the smallest objects can be relevant and fascinating, and that the study of the solar system is an adventure that has only just begun. As we reflect on the New Horizons mission, it's important to consider how it influences future explorations. The discoveries made have opened the door to new questions about other distant worlds. What other celestial bodies are waiting to be visited? What other secrets does the Kuiper Belt hold? Space exploration is an endless journey, and each mission brings us closer to understanding our place in the cosmos. Moreover, this mission has inspired new generations of scientists, engineers, and dreamers. Every time they look up at the sky, they can imagine a future where exploration knows no bounds. Curiosity and the desire to discover are driving forces of humanity. And New Horizons is a shining example of how we can come together to achieve the impossible. In the end, the New Horizons mission was not just a journey to Pluto, it was a journey toward understanding our own home in the universe. It taught us that there is still much to discover, and that each new finding is a piece of the puzzle that helps us comprehend the grandeur of the cosmos. So, as we continue to look toward the stars, let us remember that each mission is another chapter in the story of humanity and its relentless pursuit of knowledge. What makes Pluto so fascinating for scientists and space enthusiasts? At first glance, it might seem like just a small dot in the vast cosmos, but in reality, it is a world full of surprises. When the New Horizons spacecraft approached Pluto in 2015, it revealed a landscape that defied all our expectations, showcasing ice mountains, vast plains, and even a thin atmosphere. How is it possible that such a distant and small celestial body has such intriguing features? The story of Pluto is a journey through the history of the solar system. Discovered in 1930, it was believed for decades to be the ninth planet. However, in 2006, the International Astronomical Union decided to reclassify it as a dwarf planet. This decision was controversial, and many still debate its status. But what is Pluto's significance beyond its title? One of the most surprising aspects of Pluto is its geology. Despite being so far from the Sun, Pluto's surface shows signs of geological activity. The water ice mountains, which can reach heights of up to 3,500 meters, suggest that Pluto may have a warm interior. Imagine a refrigerator where water freezes. But inside it, there is an active system that allows the ice to move and form mountains. This leads us to wonder, what is happening inside Pluto that allows it to be so dynamic? Pluto's moons, especially Charon, are also part of this story. Together they form a binary system where both orbit a common center of mass. This orbital dance is a reminder that in space, relationships are not always simple. The gravitational interaction between Pluto and Charon is a phenomenon that teaches us about the forces at play in the solar system. Could it be that the relationship between these two entities has influenced how they have developed over millions of years? One of the most intriguing findings from the New Horizons mission was the presence of organic compounds on Pluto's surface. These compounds, known as tholins, are responsible for its reddish-brown color and could be the key to understanding the chemistry of life. What does this mean for the search for life beyond Earth? If these compounds are present on Pluto, could they also exist on other icy worlds in the solar system? Pluto's atmosphere is another fascinating aspect. Although it is extremely thin, it contains haze and nitrogen. As Pluto moves away from the Sun in its elliptical orbit, its atmosphere freezes and falls to the surface, only to be released again when it approaches the Sun. This cycle of freezing and sublimation is a reminder that distant worlds have their own rhythms and patterns. What other atmospheric phenomena might exist on planets and moons that we have yet to explore? The surface also reveals large plains, such as the region known as Sputnik Planitia, which appears to have been formed by a subsurface ocean of ice. Imagine a frozen ocean where geological activity has created a unique landscape. Questions arise: what conditions are needed to maintain an ocean beneath the surface? And even more intriguingly, could that ocean be a place where life exists in forms we do not yet understand? Scientists are eager to continue exploring the Pluto system and its moons. Future missions could provide more answers about the composition and history of this enigmatic world. What other secrets do these celestial bodies hold that orbit in the darkness of space? In addition to Pluto, the Kuiper Belt, a region filled with icy objects extending beyond Neptune, also sparks great interest. Why is it important to study this belt? Because it could contain clues about the formation of the solar system and the evolution of the planets. Each of these small worlds is a fragment of our cosmic history. The exploration of Pluto and its moons is not just about understanding a remote place, but also about reflecting on our own planet and the life that exists on it. How does our home compare to these icy and distant worlds? As we look to space, we are also looking at our own questions about the origin and future of life. As scientists unravel the mysteries of Pluto, our perspectives on the solar system continue to expand. The search for life, understanding geology, and exploring atmospheres lead us to reevaluate what we know about the universe. Are we ready for the discoveries that are yet to come? Every mission that sends technology beyond our planet is a step toward discovering the unknown. Pluto, with its strange charm and secrets, becomes a symbol of space exploration. What will the next journey to this icy world tell us? The adventure is just beginning, and each discovery brings us closer to understanding not only Pluto, but also our place in the vast universe. The vastness of space is not only a vast ocean of stars and planets, but also a place where violence can be as surprising as a fireworks display. Have you ever imagined what it would mean to live in a world where collisions are part of the everyday landscape? When we talk about space, we often forget that it is not a serene environment. On the contrary, it is a constantly moving stage filled with impacts and explosions. Every day, thousands of tons of cosmic material, from tiny grains of dust to gigantic asteroids, traverse space, often heading toward other celestial bodies. What if I told you that these impacts have shaped the history of our own planet, collisions in space? Although they seem distant and foreign to our daily lives, have been crucial in the development of Earth. From the formation of the Moon to the creation of craters that adorn the surfaces of many planets. These events have left an indelible mark on the history of the solar system. Let's think about this for a moment. Imagine that Earth is a beach ball floating in a pool. If suddenly someone throws a stone into the pool, the impact not only creates ripples in the water but can also displace the ball. In space, the same principle applies, but the consequences can be much more drastic. Earth has been struck by asteroids and comets throughout its history, some of which have caused mass extinctions. Can you imagine a scenario where an impact changes life as we know it? A famous example is the asteroid believed to have caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. This event, which occurred about 65 million years ago, not only devastated the dinosaurs but also radically altered the climate and ecosystem of Earth. How could a small piece of rock cause so much damage? The answer lies in the energy released during the impact. When an asteroid reaches Earth, it travels at astonishing speeds, and upon collision it releases an amount of energy equivalent to millions of tons of dynamite. This explosion creates heat, shockwaves, and often wildfires, rapidly transforming the environment. Despite this destructive potential, asteroids are also considered the builders of the solar system. When we observe an asteroid, we are looking at a time capsule that contains information about the early days of the solar system. What secrets could they reveal to us? These rocks may be witnesses to the formation of planets and the chemistry that gave rise to life. Each asteroid is a fragment of cosmic history, and studying them helps us better understand our own origins. However, not all celestial bodies wandering through space are dangerous. Some, like comets, are seen as harbingers of wonder. Their bright appearance and spectral tail remind us that in the chaos of space there is also beauty. But what happens when these comets approach Earth? Although most of them pass by without causing problems, some could pose a threat. That's why constant vigilance is essential. Space agencies around the world have launched programs to detect near-Earth asteroids and comets. Have you ever wondered how they manage to track these objects in the vast cosmos? They use advanced telescopes and innovative technologies to identify any potential objects on a collision course. This process is similar to having radar in a storm, where the goal is to anticipate and prepare for any eventuality. Let's talk about the importance of planetary protection. As we learn more about asteroids and their behavior, we also realize that it is not enough to just observe. Projects are being developed to deflect or destroy asteroids that could pose a threat. Imagine a team of astronauts embarking on a mission to change the trajectory of an asteroid. This kind of science fiction could become a reality in the future, and it is a testament to how humanity can come together to face cosmic threats. The history of space is filled with lessons about the vulnerability of our planet. Through research and exploration, we have learned that we are not alone in this vast universe, and that protecting our home is a priority. Each discovery brings us one step closer to understanding not only our place in the universe, but also our responsibility to care for it. The violent nature of space is a constant reminder that exploration is not only about discovering new wonders, but also about protecting what we already have. With every mission we launch, with every telescope we build, we are seeking answers while also safeguarding our future. In summary, collisions in space are a fascinating and terrifying phenomenon that has shaped our world. By understanding their nature, we not only learn about the history of the solar system, but also prepare for what the future may hold. Space science offers us a window into the past and a guide for the future. And each discovery is another step toward understanding our place in the cosmos. Are we ready to face what is to come? The answer is a resounding yes, because human curiosity is undoubtedly our greatest strength. The vastness of space is filled with mysteries, and one of the most intriguing is how to protect our home, Earth, from imminent dangers that may come from the sky. Did you know that there are thousands of asteroids and comets traveling through the solar system, some of which could cross paths with our planet? However, how can we anticipate them and avoid what could be a disaster? The idea of collisions in space may sound like a concept taken from a science fiction movie, but the reality is much more concerning. Imagine space as an ocean and asteroids as ships navigating through it. Some of these ships are enormous, and if they collide with an island like Earth, they could cause catastrophic damage. That's why planetary protection has become a priority for scientists around the world who are looking for ways to keep our island safe. The first question that arises is, what is currently being done to protect us? First, there is a global effort to identify and catalogue near-Earth asteroids. It is estimated that there are over 1 million of these objects, and many are difficult to detect. Therefore, telescopes on Earth and in space are being used to scan the sky for these dangers. But how can they find something so small in such an immense space? The answer lies in technology. Modern telescopes are like the best detectives, equipped with tools that allow them to see beyond what our eyes can perceive. They use different wavelengths of light, such as infrared and ultraviolet, to find asteroids that would otherwise go unnoticed. Additionally, scientists are developing advanced techniques, such as the use of radar, to obtain clearer images of these objects. Once a potentially dangerous asteroid has been identified, the next question is, what do we do with that information? This is where planetary defense comes into play. Various strategies are being explored to divert or destroy an asteroid on a collision course with Earth. One of the most exciting ideas is called kinetic impact. Can you imagine launching a spacecraft to collide with an asteroid and change its trajectory? It's like trying to divert a train with a small push. But what if an asteroid is too large, or if there is little time to react? In those cases, scientists are also considering more drastic methods, such as the use of nuclear explosives. This approach raises many ethical and technical questions. Is it safe? Can it really work? And above all, could we cause more harm than good? Meanwhile, international cooperation is essential. Planetary defense is not a problem that a single country can solve. Alliances are being formed between nations to share information and resources. This is vital, as space knows no borders, and any threat affecting one country could have global repercussions. Education also plays a crucial role in planetary protection. By raising public awareness about these risks, more people become interested in science and technology. Can you imagine a future where today's young scientists become the experts who will protect us tomorrow? Fostering interest in astronomy and planetary defense could be the key to ensuring a safer future. Now, not everything is pessimism. Research on asteroids can also lead to exciting discoveries. Some asteroids contain valuable materials that could be useful on Earth. And if we manage to learn more about their composition and behavior, we could even use these objects as starting points for future space explorations. Who knows, perhaps one day we will mine asteroids for resources instead of relying solely on our planet. Furthermore, studying asteroids can help us better understand the history of our solar system. These objects are like time capsules that can tell us about the origins of the planets. By analyzing their composition and trajectory, Scientists can gain clues about how our cosmic home was formed. This brings us one step closer to understanding our place in the universe. So, as we explore planetary protection, let's remember that every discovery is a step forward. Every mission, every telescope, and every joint effort brings us closer to a safer future. Human curiosity combined with technology and cooperation can truly make a difference. Exploring space is not just about discovering new worlds, but also about protecting the one we already have. Planetary defense is an essential part of this adventure, and although the road ahead may be uncertain, humanity's determination to face these challenges is what drives us toward a brighter future. Are we ready to face what the universe has in store for us? The answer is in our hands. The vastness of space is home to countless celestial bodies, and among them, asteroids serve as reminders that the universe is not a tranquil place. What are these mysterious objects floating in the cosmos that sometimes come dangerously close to our planet? To understand their nature, it is essential to delve into the science of asteroid observation, a discipline that has become increasingly crucial in our modern lives. Asteroids are, in essence, remnants from the formation of the solar system. Imagine a giant puzzle where some pieces never fit into a planet. These fragments, which vary in size from small rocks to gigantic bodies hundreds of kilometers in diameter, orbit the Sun and occasionally cross Earth's orbit. What would happen if one of them were headed our way? That is the question that has led scientists to develop advanced detection and tracking methods. The first line of defense in asteroid observation is telescope technology. With their ability to capture light and magnify distant objects, these instruments are fundamental. But it's not just about optical telescopes. Astronomers use a combination of different types of telescopes, including infrared and radio, to obtain a more complete picture. How can these telescopes detect something so small and far away? It's like trying to see a firefly in the distance, but instead, filters and light analysis techniques are employed to identify the unique signature of each asteroid. Tracking these objects is not just a matter of observation. Scientists also employ mathematical models and simulations to predict their trajectories. Can you imagine playing marbles but with gravity and the orbits of planets as the rules of the game? That's how complicated it is to calculate where an asteroid will be in the future. Models allow astronomers to anticipate whether an asteroid might approach Earth at some point. Moreover, international collaboration plays a crucial role in asteroid detection. There are networks of telescopes spread across the globe that work together to monitor the sky. Can you imagine a team of detectives distributed in different cities, all searching for clues about a mystery? Each small discovery from a telescope can be a piece of the puzzle that helps identify a new asteroid or calculate its orbit more accurately. Technology has also advanced by leaps and bounds in terms of early alerts. There are automated systems that can identify asteroids in real time and alert scientists. Imagine a bank alarm system that detects an imminent robbery. In the same way, these alerts allow astronomers to act quickly if an asteroid poses a danger to Earth. But what happens after detection? Continuous tracking is essential. Asteroids are not static objects. They move and change trajectory. Long-term observation allows scientists to see if an asteroid is on a collision course. This is akin to watching a bird's flight in the sky. Over time, you can predict its path and guess where it will land. The question arises, how close has an asteroid come to Earth in the past? The answer can be surprising. There have been times when asteroids have passed closer to our planet than some satellites. This reminds us that space, while vast, is full of surprises that may be closer than we think. The study of asteroids is not just about protecting ourselves, but also about learning from them. Some scientists believe that asteroids may hold clues about the formation of our solar system. What secrets could these ancient space rocks reveal about the history of the universe? The answer may lie in their chemical composition, which resembles that of primordial planets that never formed. Space missions have also begun to play a role in asteroid observation through probes and spacecraft. Scientists can study asteroids up close. Can you imagine sending a probe to an asteroid to take samples and bring them back to Earth? This type of exploration not only gives us direct information about these celestial bodies, but also helps us plan how they might be deflected if they ever pose a threat. Planetary defense is another crucial aspect in this field. Projects are underway to develop technologies that could divert dangerous asteroids from their course. This could include methods like kinetic impact, where a spacecraft would hit an asteroid to change its trajectory. It's like trying to change the direction of a moving train. It's not easy, but it's possible with the right technology. Beyond defense, the study of asteroids could also open new opportunities. Some theories suggest that they could be sources of valuable resources, such as rare metals. Could an asteroid be the next space mine? The idea of exploring and extracting resources from these celestial bodies could mark the beginning of a new era in space exploration. In a world where science and technology are advancing rapidly, asteroid observation serves as a reminder that while we are moving toward the future, there is still much to learn from the past. Each discovery, each tracking, each mission is a step toward a deeper understanding of the cosmos and our place within it. The question we must ask ourselves is, are we ready to face the challenges that the universe presents? The answer lies in our ability to observe, study, and above all, learn. Imagine a vast, dark, and silent space where asteroids and comets float, some of them as large as cities. In this cosmic scenario, many wonder what would happen if one of those asteroids were headed towards Earth. The truth is that scientists have been working hard to answer this question and protect our planet from potential impacts. Planetary defense is a fascinating field that combines astronomy, physics, and technology. Did you know that there are teams dedicated exclusively to tracking asteroids near our planet? Telescopes and monitoring systems have been developed that act as the eyes of the world, searching for these objects in the sky and keeping track of their trajectories. Just like radar that detects airplanes, these instruments are vital for our safety. One of the most commonly used methods is called sky scanning. This process is similar to sweeping a room with a broom, but instead of dust, it aims to detect flying rocks. Astronomers use powerful telescopes to observe the sky for asteroids, recording their position and movement. If an asteroid is identified as potentially hazardous, a tracking protocol is initiated. What happens when we find an asteroid that could be a threat? This is where mitigation strategies come into play. Imagine a huge asteroid heading towards us. Could we divert its course? There are several plans in development that include everything from using explosives to sending spacecraft to gently push the asteroid, altering its trajectory. This may sound like science fiction, but researchers are taking it very seriously. One of the most intriguing projects is the DART program, which stands for Double Asteroid Redirection Test. The idea is simple. Send a spacecraft to impact an asteroid and observe if its trajectory changes. This experiment could be key for planetary defense. If we can demonstrate that we can divert an asteroid, we will have taken a significant step towards protecting our home. As we advance in our exploration of space, new challenges also arise. We are not only concerned about asteroids, but also about other celestial bodies that could pose a danger. For example, some comets, as they approach the Sun, can release large amounts of gas and dust, which could affect the navigation of spacecraft. Therefore, monitoring these phenomena is crucial to ensure the safety of our missions. International collaboration is essential in this effort. Governments and organizations around the world are joining forces to develop effective planetary defense strategies. Through conferences and joint projects, knowledge and resources are being shared because, at the end of the day, protecting Earth is a common goal that transcends borders. But what would happen if an asteroid inevitably impacted Earth? Scientists are also studying the consequences of an impact. Imagine the force of a nuclear explosion, but multiplied by 1,000. The effects could be devastating, from tsunamis to drastic climate changes. That's why prevention is much more effective than cure. Education and awareness are key in this field. Through documentaries, talks, and school programs, the public is being informed about the risks and the measures being taken. Who better than citizens to stay informed about what's happening in the sky? Public participation in science can make a difference in how we face these challenges. However, planetary defense is not just about avoiding disasters. It is also related to space exploration. Every mission we send into space provides valuable data about the origin and composition of asteroids. This data is not only important for our safety, but could also reveal secrets about the formation of our solar system. Now, the question many ask is, could we someday use resources from asteroids? The answer is a resounding yes. Some asteroids contain valuable metals and minerals that could be used on Earth or in future space missions. Asteroid mining is an innovative concept that, if carried out, could change our relationship with natural resources. As technology advances, so do our capabilities to track and study asteroids. Telescopes are continuously being improved, making them more sensitive and precise. This means they are increasingly effective at detecting objects that could pose a danger. It's like going from a flashlight to a lighthouse. The clarity and range are incomparable. On this path towards planetary defense, innovation plays a fundamental role. Engineers and scientists are designing new tools and technologies to enhance our monitoring capabilities. From drones to satellites, each advancement brings us one step closer to the safety of our planet. As we reflect on planetary defense, it is important to remember that science knows no bounds. Every discovery we make not only helps us protect ourselves, but also brings us closer to understanding our place in the universe. So, the next time you look up at the starry sky, think about what's out there. Not just beauty, but also challenges that we are ready to face. And remember, together, we are building a safer future for everyone. Europa, the most intriguing moon of Jupiter, has captured the attention of scientists and curious minds alike. With its ice-covered surface and a hidden ocean beneath that layer, the question we all ask is, could it harbor life? The Europa Clipper mission precisely poses this question, aiming to unravel the secrets of this fascinating moon. Have you ever wondered how an ocean can exist beneath a mantle of ice? Europa, unlike our planet, has an ocean that is not visible to the naked eye. On its surface, the ice acts as a shield, protecting what lies beneath. But it is not just an ocean of water. It is believed to be a rich environment filled with chemical compounds that could be the key to life. The Europa Clipper mission will launch with instruments designed to study the composition of that ocean and the conditions that could allow life to emerge. The technology behind this mission is truly impressive. Imagine a laboratory traveling through space, equipped with cameras, spectrometers, and radars. These instruments will allow scientists to analyze the surface of Europa and potentially detect plumes of water vapor emerging from its ocean. What does this mean? If these plumes are found, it would be as if Europa were sending messages into space, revealing what is happening in its depths. The search for life on Europa is not just driven by scientific curiosity. Understanding whether life exists beyond Earth could change our perspective on our place in the universe. What if we find organisms that have lived in an environment completely different from ours? It would be a monumental discovery, prompting us to rethink many things, from biology to philosophy. The conditions on Europa are extreme. The temperature on its surface is extremely cold, and Jupiter's radiation makes the environment hostile. However, life on Earth has also found ways to adapt to extreme situations. From organisms living at the bottom of the ocean to bacteria that withstand radiation, nature has a remarkable capacity for adaptation. So why couldn't there be life on Europa? The Europa Clipper mission will not only search for life, but will also explore the Moon's geology. By understanding the structure of its ice and the dynamics of its ocean, scientists will gain insights into how Europa formed and how it has changed over time. What secrets will its history reveal? Each layer of ice may contain clues about this moon's past and perhaps about the origin of life. The instruments of Europa Clipper are not limited to observation. They are also designed to conduct experiments on site. Can you imagine a small laboratory floating above the ice, analyzing samples and sending data back to Earth? This in situ analysis capability is crucial for answering the questions we have about Europa's habitability. The mission will not be easy. Traveling to Europa is like trying to reach a small destination in a vast and unknown ocean. The distance, extreme conditions, and technological challenges are just some of the trials that scientists will face. However, the determination of the scientific community is as strong as the curiosity that drives them to explore the unknown. Europa Clipper is scheduled to launch in the near future, and anticipation is growing. Each new discovery about this moon brings us one step closer to answering the question that has intrigued us for centuries. Are we alone in the universe? Expectations are high, and every new piece of data received will be like a piece of a puzzle that has been incomplete for too long. As the launch approaches, excitement also spreads to young scientists and explorers who dream of participating in these missions. Space science is not only a field of study, but also a source of inspiration. Who knows how many future astrophysicists are being shaped as they learn about Europa and other moons in their science classes. In the end, the Europa Clipper mission is a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge is an ongoing journey. Each new mission brings us closer to answering fundamental questions about life, the universe, and our place in it. Human curiosity is infinite, and space exploration is one of the most exciting ways to satisfy it. With each launch, with each discovery, we are writing a new chapter in the history of space exploration. The Europa Clipper mission promises to be one of the most exciting and challenging, and the whole world will be watching. What will this journey reveal? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The future of space exploration is full of possibilities. The exploration of the cosmos has undergone a revolution in recent decades, and at the heart of this transformation are the new telescope technologies. But what makes them so special? How have they changed our way of understanding the universe? As technology advances, so do our capabilities to observe the farthest corners of space. Modern telescopes are like powerful time machines, capable of transporting us across billions of light years and revealing secrets that have remained hidden for eons. A contemporary telescope is not just a tube with a lens, it is a masterpiece of engineering and science. Imagine a superhero with special abilities. A telescope can capture the light from very distant stars and galaxies. Light that has sometimes traveled for billions of years to reach us. Isn't it incredible to think that we are seeing the light from stars that may no longer exist? That is the magic of astronomy. One of the most fascinating innovations in the field of telescopes is the ability to observe in different wavelengths. Visible light, which is what our eyes can see, is only a small part of the electromagnetic spectrum. Modern telescopes can detect radio, infrared, ultraviolet, and even X-rays. This allows us to study astronomical phenomena from different perspectives. It's a bit like having a pair of special glasses that let us see what is behind walls, what secrets are hidden in those other types of light. The technology of space telescopes has taken this exploration to a new level. By placing telescopes in space, like the famous Hubble Space Telescope, we free ourselves from the Earth's atmosphere, which can distort the light that reaches us. Can you imagine trying to see through a dirty window? That's what the atmosphere does. However, when we look from space, the clarity is astonishing. We can observe galaxies, star clusters, and nebulae with a sharpness we never thought possible, but technology doesn't stop there. Next-generation telescopes, like the James Webb Space Telescope, promise to revolutionize our understanding of the universe even further. This telescope is like a giant that can see in the infrared, allowing it to observe the first galaxies that formed after the Big Bang. Can you imagine being able to see the initial moments of the universe's creation? That is the promise that new technology brings. Additionally, artificial intelligence is playing a crucial role in modern astronomy. Algorithms can analyze enormous amounts of data in record time, searching for patterns that humans might not detect. Imagine having an assistant that can sift through millions of photographs of stars and find a new one that we have never seen before. This not only accelerates the discovery process, but also opens the doors to a world of possibilities. Collaborations between telescopes are also leading to surprising discoveries. When several telescopes work together, like an orchestra playing in perfect harmony, they can create a more complete picture of cosmic events. What if you could see a supernova explosion from different angles? The combination of data from multiple telescopes provides us with a richer and more detailed view of the universe. Telescopes not only help us observe what is far away, but they also allow us to look inward. For example, studies of the atmospheres of exoplanets have become more accessible thanks to technological advances. How does it feel to know that we could be observing planets where life might exist? The search for signs of life on other worlds has become one of the most exciting areas of contemporary astronomy. Moreover, the development of ground-based telescopes has advanced significantly. With technologies like adaptive optics, telescopes on Earth can correct the distortion caused by the atmosphere. This means that astronomers can obtain images as sharp as those from space telescopes, but from the ground. Isn't it surprising that we can match the image quality of telescopes floating in space? The exploration of exoplanets has been one of the areas where telescopes have had a profound impact. Transit and microlensing methods have allowed us to detect planets orbiting other stars, expanding our knowledge of the diversity of worlds that exist in our galaxy. How exciting is it to think that there could be other planets similar to Earth? The future of astronomy looks brighter than ever, with projects like the Wide Field Telescope, which is expected to explore the mysteries of dark energy. We are on the verge of unveiling more secrets of the universe. Each advance in telescope technology brings us one step closer to answering questions that have intrigued humanity for centuries. What discoveries await us in the coming years? New telescope technologies have allowed us not only to observe the vast universe, but also to understand our own existence within it. Every star, every planet, and every galaxy we observe is a reminder of how small our Earth is in the immensity of the cosmos. How does this affect us? It invites us to reflect on our place in the universe and the responsibility we have to care for it. The exploration of space through telescopes is an ongoing journey that invites us to dream and seek answers. As we move forward on this path, let us remember that each discovery is a piece of the puzzle of existence. Human curiosity is infinite, and technology is here to help us satisfy it. So what new wonders will we discover on the horizon? The answer lies in the sky, waiting for us to uncover it. The Earth's atmosphere is a true miracle that surrounds us, isn't it? Imagine for a moment that you are inside a giant bubble, one that not only protects us from the cold of space, but also provides us with the air we breathe. This layer of gases, composed mainly of nitrogen and oxygen, acts as a shield that filters solar radiation and maintains suitable temperatures for life. Without it, Earth would be an inhospitable place. Similar to Mars, where temperatures are extreme and life, as we know it, could not exist. How do we know that our atmosphere is changing? This is a crucial topic in climate science. Satellites in orbit provide us with valuable information. These space observers act as the eyes of the world, gathering data on temperature, humidity, and the chemical composition of the atmosphere. With this information, scientists can understand climate patterns and predict extreme phenomena like hurricanes or droughts. Isn't it amazing to think that from space we can have a complete view of what is happening on our planet? One of the most fascinating tools in this exploration is the use of spectrometers. These devices allow scientists to analyze the light coming from the atmosphere. By breaking that light down into its different colors, they can identify which gases are present. It's as if we have a rainbow that tells us stories about the air we breathe. Can you imagine the amount of information that can be obtained just from light? The atmosphere is not only important for protecting us, but it also plays a crucial role in the climate. How does human activity affect this delicate balance? Since the Industrial Revolution, we have been releasing large amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This creates a greenhouse effect, similar to what happens in a greenhouse where plants grow. But what happens when too many gases accumulate? Global temperatures begin to rise, and this can have devastating consequences, such as the melting of glaciers and rising sea levels. The atmosphere also has its own history. In the past, Earth had a very different atmosphere. There was more carbon dioxide and less oxygen. Over time, plants and oceans began to play a key role in transforming our atmosphere. Did you know that the oxygen we breathe was produced by photosynthetic organisms? That's right, those tiny living beings were vital in creating the air we enjoy today. It serves as a reminder of how life can transform even the most basic elements of our environment. In this sense, satellites also help us track the impact of deforestation and urbanization on air quality. By observing from above, we can see how certain areas heat up more than others and how this affects people's health. It's a feedback cycle where a change in the atmosphere can trigger changes in the climate, which in turn affects our health and well-being. But what about natural phenomena that occur in the atmosphere, such as storms and hurricanes? These events are a powerful reminder of the force of nature. Thanks to advanced technology, we can now predict their trajectory and strength with greater accuracy. This allows communities to better prepare and minimize damage. However, the question remains, will we be able to adapt to the impending climate changes? Moreover, the atmosphere also acts as a sort of laboratory. When scientists launch weather balloons, they can collect data at altitudes that are inaccessible from the ground. These expeditions allow us to understand how gases behave in different layers of the atmosphere, which in turn helps model future climate. Isn't it impressive to think that we are constantly learning more about the air that surrounds us? Monitoring the atmosphere also has implications for agriculture. With climate change, rainfall and temperature patterns are shifting, affecting crops. Satellites can provide information about crop health and help farmers make informed decisions. Thus, science and technology come together to ensure that we can continue feeding a growing population. The atmosphere is more than just air. It is an essential component of our planet. As we continue to explore space and technology advances, our understanding of the Earth's atmosphere deepens. Each discovery brings us closer to answering ancient questions about how our planet works. In the end, how can we ensure that this miracle, which is the atmosphere, continues to protect and nourish us for generations? With all this in mind, it is evident that the atmosphere is not only a relevant topic in science, but is also intimately linked to our future. Every action we take, every decision we make, has an impact on this delicate balance. The science of the atmosphere is a reminder that, although we sometimes feel small in comparison to the vast universe, our actions carry significant weight in the world we inhabit. The exploration and understanding of the Earth's atmosphere are crucial steps to ensure a sustainable future for all. Climate change is one of the most pressing challenges facing humanity right now. Why is it so important to understand it? Imagine that Earth is a huge spaceship floating in the vast ocean of the universe. This ship has its own atmosphere, which acts as a protective shield, maintaining a delicate balance that allows life to thrive. If something disturbs that balance, the consequences can be disastrous. Scientists have been studying how human activities such as burning fossil fuels and deforestation are altering the composition of that atmosphere. One of the most intriguing questions they ask is, what would happen if we don't take action now? The answers can be alarming. We could face extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and the loss of natural habitats. But how can space missions help us better understand this phenomenon? Space missions have provided a unique perspective on our planet. From space, Earth appears as a beautiful blue sphere, but vulnerable. Satellites in orbit are like eyes that allow us to observe changes in the atmosphere and climate on a large scale. For example, they have been crucial in monitoring glacier melting and global temperature rise. Can you imagine being able to see climate change from space? Those images are a powerful reminder that our planet is in constant transformation. Space missions not only provide us with data, but they also help us make connections. When we study other planets, we can compare their atmospheres to ours. Mars, for example, once had water and a warmer climate. However, today it is a frozen desert. What happened to its atmosphere? By understanding Mars's history, we can learn valuable lessons about Earth. Could we be heading toward a similar fate if we don't take care of our planet? Earth's atmosphere is a complex system made up of different layers that work in harmony. But what happens when one part of that system is affected? Space missions have revealed that even small changes in gas composition can have cascading effects. For example, an increase in carbon dioxide can lead to warming, which in turn causes glaciers to melt and sea levels to rise. It's like a domino effect. A small push can cause a disproportionate reaction. Another fascinating question is, what role do the oceans play in all this? Oceans are the climate regulators of our planet. They act like sponges, absorbing carbon and heat. However, when they warm up, they also release carbon dioxide, which exacerbates the problem. Space missions have allowed scientists to observe ocean warming from above. By understanding this relationship, we can develop strategies to mitigate climate change. Satellites also help us monitor deforestation and biodiversity loss. By observing Earth from space, we can identify critical areas that need protection. How many species could we lose if we don't act? The answer could be devastating. Space missions allow us to identify problems before they become crises. It's like having a map that guides us through dangerous terrain. A crucial aspect of climate change is environmental justice. Why are some communities more vulnerable than others? Space missions have revealed inequalities in how the effects of climate change are distributed. The poorest regions are often the most affected, despite having contributed less to the problem. This information is vital for developing policies that protect everyone, not just those with resources. The role of science in the fight against climate change cannot be underestimated. Space missions are a powerful tool in this effort. How can we use that information to make real change? The answer lies in collaboration. The data collected by satellites must be shared and utilized by governments, scientists, and activists. Together, we can create a global movement towards sustainability. Technology also plays a fundamental role. Innovations in telescopes and satellites have improved our ability to study the climate. With each advancement, we get closer to understanding how our planet works. What new technologies might emerge in the future? The possibilities are endless. Science is advancing rapidly, and each discovery brings us closer to effective solutions. Climate changes are not just an environmental issue, they are a human challenge. Are we willing to change our habits and adopt a more sustainable lifestyle? Space missions show us that we are part of a larger system. What we do on Earth has repercussions in space and vice versa. It serves as a reminder that our actions matter and the future of our planet depends on the decisions we make today. In summary, climate change is a complex challenge that requires our attention and action. Space missions provide us with invaluable tools to understand and confront this challenge. Every piece of data, every image, every discovery brings us closer to the truth about our atmosphere and its influence on our climate. Space exploration is not just a quest for knowledge, it is an effort to protect and preserve our home in the universe. The question is, are we ready to listen to what space has to tell us and act accordingly? The future is in our hands. The vastness of the universe invites us to reflect on our own existence. Have you ever stopped to think about what lies beyond our home on Earth? The space missions we have undertaken have been like beacons in the darkness, illuminating the path to knowledge. As we explore, we discover not only new worlds but also answers to questions that have fascinated humanity for centuries. Each mission is a chapter in an epic story that is still being written. Space science not only provides us with data about planets but also allows us to better understand our place in the cosmos. What do those data really mean? Each discovery is a piece of the puzzle, a window into the secrets of the universe that surrounds us. Who could have imagined that the moons of Jupiter or the rings of Saturn might hold clues about life? Let us reflect on the importance of these explorations. Imagine you are an explorer in a vast ocean, where each wave represents a new finding. Missions to other planets are like ships sailing in that ocean, searching for islands of knowledge amidst the immensity. Each island we discover teaches us something valuable about how our solar system formed and what conditions might be necessary to support life. Human curiosity is insatiable. Since time immemorial, we have looked to the stars, wondering what lies beyond. Space missions not only satisfy that curiosity, but also drive us to ask even deeper questions. Are we alone in the universe? Are there other civilizations observing our small planet? The answers to these questions could be millions of kilometers away, waiting to be discovered. With each new technological advancement, our tools for exploring the cosmos become more sophisticated. Telescopes that gaze at the sky have evolved from simple lenses to complex machines capable of detecting exoplanets and analyzing their atmospheres. What do these advancements mean for us? Every time a telescope captures an image of a distant object, we take one step closer to understanding the vastness of the universe. And let us not forget the connection between space exploration and our daily lives. The technologies we develop to study other planets often find applications on Earth. From improving communication satellites to climate monitoring systems, our quest for knowledge translates into tangible benefits. Who could have thought that a journey to Mars could result in improvements in agriculture or natural resource management? Missions have also taught us about the fragility of our planet. By observing other worlds, we have come to better understand the importance of caring for Earth. What lessons are the arid and icy planets teaching us? They show us that life, as we know it, is a rare and precious phenomenon. Every time we look to space, we are reminded that we must protect our home, ensuring that future generations have the opportunity to explore and dream. Space science also presents us with new challenges. As we continue our exploration, we must ask ourselves, how can we ensure that we do not contaminate other worlds? Planetary protection is a critical issue, and as we venture further, it is vital that we act responsibly. What legacy do we want to leave in the universe? Every decision we make now can affect how exploration will unfold in the future. This journey of discovery never stops. Each mission is an invitation to dream big, to imagine what might be possible. What will the next steps be in our quest for answers? The Europa Clipper mission, for example, promises to unveil the secrets of a moon that could harbor life. The anticipation of what we might find is exciting and motivates us to keep going. Each discovery reminds us that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. Space science is a reminder that curiosity is a powerful engine that drives us toward the future. What other secrets will the cosmos reveal to us? Exploration is an endless adventure where every answer generates new questions. The story of humanity is intertwined with the story of the universe. As we continue to explore, we are writing our own chapter in this vast cosmic narrative. What role will we play in the future of space exploration? Each of us has the ability to contribute to the advancement of knowledge, whether through science, education, or simply sharing the excitement of these discoveries. In conclusion, the journey into the unknown is one of humanity's greatest adventures. As we look to the stars, we must remember that each mission, each discovery, and each unanswered question brings us closer to understanding our place in the universe. Space exploration is not just a scientific endeavor. It is a search for meaning and connection with what lies beyond our world. And as we continue to move forward, the future looks as bright as the stars that light our path.